Hey, this is Chetna, Teckchandani, a graphologist by profession. I'm going to read the world's first audio video book. It's called The Thin Mind Map, and it's there on Amazon Kindle for all of you. Here's a part of the video which says, why should you use mind maps? Two very strong reasons. Reason one, a mind map works exactly the way your brain does. I encourage you to participate in the exercises I have designed for you throughout the book, because active learning is the only learning you can control, and it is the most efficient way of learning. I encourage you to get a pen and paper. So let's begin with the exercise. This exercise could also be termed metacognition, that is thinking about thinking. I'm going to mention a word. As soon as I say it, your brain is going to react. You have to observe how it reacts and write down your observations. I suggest you offer this quiz to your friends and family so you can see how most people react. This way you will see how most people's brains behave. The word is apple. Now the first question, what came to your mind? Please write it down. Now most people see an image of an apple. They do not see a word. Why? Because we are visual creatures. It is estimated out of all our senses, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory and gustatory, that is VAKOG, we use our visual senses the most. The reasons seem obvious. The visual sense are critical to our survival when we were cavemen. We had to know how to go from our caves to a lake or to a fruit tree, else we would die. We had to memorize the look of poisonous foods to avoid them. We had to memorize the look of predators so we could burn our heels after encountering them. This trait of the brain has been passed on from one generation to the other for millions of years. That's why we think in terms of visuals. We love visuals. We tend to memorize visuals with very little effort and tend to struggle with memorizing words and numbers, which are poor visuals. Conclusion, the brain loves pictures. Now the question 2. Was the image in color or black or white? Most people will say colorful. We just love color. Why? Because we have been surrounded by nature's magnificent colors for several centuries as a species. The world would be a terribly dull place without color. With color, your brain gets excited and energized. An energized brain goes on longer, learns deeper and memorizes better. Conclusion, the brain thinks with colors. Now here comes the question 3. Did you see some more visuals associated to the first visual you thought of? Most people say yes. Example, if they saw a picture of an apple, they also saw a picture of something related to an apple, like apple juice, pieces of an apple, Steve Jobs, or an iPhone. This was a trick question. The moment you thought of a picture related to the word apple, you already created an association. The brain cannot keep a single piece of data in its head. It has to think of something else associated with that first thing. This is strongly linked to creativity. The conclusion, the brain thinks in terms of associations.